In this episode, I'm going to share with you why your position is actually your biggest advantage, why you have such a massive handicap with your current role and being brand new as you are. The story that I just shared with you, it had to do with someone who was absolutely new, and I remember this so crystal clear. I remember the feeling of hearing their name being called out and the reaction from everyone else because no one knew who this person was. Not only that, but they were the youngest person to even get announced in this Top Gun club. It literally changed the game. And man, I remember, I wanted that feeling so bad as a youngster, right? And you might agree with me. Sometimes we could have a chip on our shoulder. Sometimes the chip on our shoulder is our greatest motivator, meaning that we actually hustle harder when we're trying to prove someone wrong than if we were just trying to do something for ourselves. You know, sometimes we live so externally that we're just so focused on what other people think. And sometimes some of us are creative enough to make that our tool, right? We can actually find the silver lining in that flaw. And I say it's a flaw because, you should never really focus too much on what people think. You shouldn't really care about what people think. But if you can be creative enough to where you make it an advantage, like you find it and you use it as your one-up because you're constantly trying to prove someone wrong, or you want to let everybody know that you're the most successful, you're the most productive, or you're the top gun. You see, a lot of people call them one-uppers. A lot of people call them, like they have a complex or an insecurity. Like it's these people that you see on the road and they got the 30-inch rims, right? They got the truck that's raised like 3 feet in the air. You're like, damn, bro, like, did you really need to do that? And some haters would be like, oh man, they must have a small man complex or whatever, or they just need the attention. Some of them are actually top guns. And another form of this, and you might even see it all the time, especially on Instagram or social media, is that entrepreneurs who've made it at a certain level, they buy just expensive cars, don't they? They buy Maybachs, they buy all these foreign sports cars that cost over $250,000, Lamborghinis. There's just this aura. And the question is, did they really need to do that? Well, no, they didn't really need to do that, but they had the ability to do it, and so they did it, right? The whole point of this is because I know that a lot of new loan officers are coming into this sport and this industry, and you may think that you have kind of this disadvantage because you believe that you missed the big push, or you missed the market, or you missed the opportunity, and it's so much of a grind. Or you may think that because you're just getting into the market and you may see that news or media or people around you, especially the veterans, talk about how the market's slowed down and how hard it is to gain business.